A red is essentially a salmon nest. It's constructed in small gravel to medium-sized cobble, so say golf ball size to softball size. The female fish will scoop out a bit of a depression in the gravels. They'll deposit some eggs, scoop out a little more, lay some gravel on top of those eggs so the eggs are protected, but in a loose pile of gravel where they get water flow through and oxygen and nutrients. When salmon and steelhead come back to spawn, they're often in fairly weakened condition. They're stressed, they've had a long journey from the sea, and they're putting all their energy into production of eggs and sperm. The less disturbance they face, the greater chance they have of spawning successfully. Once the eggs are laid down in the gravel, they're very susceptible to being dislodged or actually crushed by someone walking on the gravel. So it's important, if you see fish spawning or you see reds, to give them a berth, give the fish a break, try not to stress them out. And then during the spawning period, or particularly if you see reds or spawning fish, to avoid walking or grounding your boat in gravel areas or areas where there may be reds, or there may be eggs incubating in the gravel, even if you don't see the red.
So we came to our first spot here where we've got a spring chinook, actually a pair of them, that had just recently spawned, and we've got a nice beautiful red here, and fish are still hanging out and guarding it from the others. As the summer's been going on, the sun's been hitting the rocks and kind of algaing them up and coloring them up, and you get the sediment coming from the snow melt water. So you can see what our untouched gravel looks like, and you can see how much brighter and cleaner the spots are where the fish are spawning. So yeah, so this is a very good red. It's got the nice deep bowl and the nice tail out, where the fish has buried its eggs in the back end of it, excavated the front part of the red. And you can just see size-wise, these big chinook, they definitely will clean out a big area. So when you're out on the river, it's not always easy to spot the reds out right away. A lot of times if you have shadows, if you have some rain or some wind where the surface of the water is broken, it's not always as easy to see them as it is in like a nice sunny day like today. So a lot of times for fishermen and other people out on the rivers, just kind of be aware of where you are in the river. If you're in an area where it's really deep or the water's moving really fast, white water with boulders, you're not gonna have to worry about spawning fish as much. Most fish will like to spawn in the tailouts of the pools, where the river kind of will just start to get riffly and maybe just start to speed up a little bit. So this is a perfect example here where we had a long glide, kind of a pool, and now the water's speeding up into more of a riffle or rapids. And you can see we've got nice reds right at the tail out of this small pool, where we've got even consistent gravel, ankle to knee deep water.